G'day. So today I'm just going to put all the calipers back together. I've already rebuilt the secondary master cylinder for the front left fork leg. I've got the kits here with all the seals, nipples, rubbers. They come from Brake Masters in the UK. Also brand new pistons from Brake Masters in the UK, front and rear. I've re-zinced all the hardware, so the mounting, the brake pad mounting clips, the spring clips, the sliders, the bolts, all been redone. And yeah, now I'll get on with it, put it all back together. This is front left, front right and rear. So I'll just use a bit of 222 screw lock, so I don't want these parts to never come apart again. So I'll just use a little bit of that on these pins. You always run through the threads with, not that one, the threads with a tap first. I've already done that. On these VFR800s, the front pistons, it's a bit of a strange arrangement. They're not all the same size. I'll have to look it up in the manual because I can't remember off the top of my head which is which. But there are two pistons that are the same size in one caliper, and then the other caliper I think has got 3 different size pistons. So yeah, it's a bit strange. But I'll start on the rear. We'll get all the seals installed and get the pistons in, bolt all this back up together. I'll look up the torque specs for these. I think they're 42 Newton meters from memory, but I'll look that up in a minute. Even get red rubber assembly grease for your seals. That's cool. So the workshop manual actually calls for the piston seals, which are the larger rubbers, to be lubricated with brake fluid, and the dust seals to be lubricated with silicone grease. So I don't think I'll use the rubber grease. And the pin slider boots, they need to be lubricated internally with silicone grease. So I've already refurbished, like cleaned these. So I'll just, you know, they've got a coating of brake fluid in there just to keep it nice. So I'll go ahead. The front and rear pistons are the same size, and the center piston is the larger one. These are all brand new stainless pistons. So we'll just install the piston seal. Jeez, I should put my head torch on. The light here is not the best. These just pop right into the grooves, fit in there beautifully. Okay, so and we just put a bit of brake fluid on the pistons as well for them to go in. When you redo the brakes on these VFR800s with the dual combined braking system, they are just super strong and they work really well. I redid the ones on my 98 bike when I rebuilt it. That bike there, the yellow one, and the brakes are just phenomenal. Oh, I think they are anyway, but I'm not riding like a GP rider. I'm getting on in years. I'm over 50. I used to ride like a maniac, but now I just enjoy the ride. .32 Newton meters to do with my socket. I just put it down. I did. These are 12mm heads on these bolts. When you install the pad spring into the caliper body, this long section here faces the outside, the opposite side of the pistons. This side here faces to the pistons. So you just install that into the body here. Now, these boots need silicone grease inside them. This one goes on here, this one goes through here, so that slides onto the pad retainer. Now, this pad retainer, you can see on here the two little wings of the raised sections, and that captures these two wings here. You just clip that in there like so. So I'll just go and grease these up, install them to their correct areas, and we'll get ready to put it on. So I'm just using an icy pole stick, just cut with an angle, just to deposit some silicone grease inside this boot. And when the pin goes in there, this, it'll lubricate the pin. And maintain the rubber. Sometimes getting them through here can be a little bit of a mission, and I might just put a little bit of grease on the face of that, just so it slides through nicely. You just got to deform it to push it through. Can take a few goes. There we go. Just clean the grease off the face. And I'll do the same thing with this second boot. I believe this is called boot B by Honda's parts diagram. And that just sits in here. This little section sits, there's a little groove in there. And again, you just deform it to get it in there. Just like that. Just put a little bit more grease into that one. That one slides on here, and into there. Oops, just pop that pad retainer pin out, clip out. Just move it back and forth a little bit, make sure it's all mobile. Now I've got some new pad pins here too. I just bought the all balls ones. Put a little bit of silicone grease on that O-ring. Tiny little O-ring, makes it a little bit of a challenge. Pads. I've got the these are the original vibration or squeal stoppers, so I just transferred them onto the new pads. Now I'll just push those Actually, I'll just push those pistons back all the way because of the new pads. I want to be able to get it over the disc. It's a 5mm hex screw. So the brand new piston in there, the centre one goes straight through. Alright, some new caliper bleed screws. I've got some new Hell banjos for these as well. So I'll just put them in there temporarily. I'll only just nip them up because obviously I'll have to be bled. That's it, rear caliper, refurbished, completely, clean as. And onto the fronts. Same thing with the fronts, you just got to be careful with the pistons on the front. Like I said, they're different sizes, so what's the book say? So is that the front? That's the rear. So the left and right, so the right is 26, 22 and 25, and the left is 25, 22 and 22. But the process is the same, putting them together. So I'll just go ahead and get them done. There we have it, GoPro keeps turning off, low battery I think. All rebuilt, ready to go.